Hello and welcome to another episode of Titan Uncensored. Today we have Mr. Billy Fetzke and Mr. Kevin Nasta all here to talk about the Goddesses of War Damage 365 Cup Tournament on February 25th in Brick, New Jersey. How are you, gentlemen?
Good, thank you.
I'm great, thank you.
Everything's going good. I want to talk to you both about the plans for this tournament. I mean, you have your goddesses, obviously, and all the brackets that we have. And then we have Mimi and Nyla Rose. And I just want to talk about what to expect that day. We'll start with you, Kevin. What do you think? What do you want us to expect between the fan fest and the show?
Well, I can tell you what I want you to expect, and what is actually going to happen is going to be the same thing. And there is going to be tons of disappointed people who have been wanting us to fail. So I'll say that right off the bat. So Billy can agree; they can all go scratch, and they
Absolutely.
can get their memo pads and their paper, and they can take notes to see how it's done and how it's going to be done the right way, and how the women's wrestling is going to be about the women. It's not going to be about the promoters putting themselves over, pat themselves on the back, saying, "Look what I did, I'm the best," blah blah blah. This is going to be about the women who are on the show, getting them as much exposure and promotion as possible. So if that means other companies book them because of this show, then I'm all about it. Um, but this is to push women's wrestling in the forefront. So I expect great things from this show. And like I said, not only do I expect, I know it's going to happen because we've booked women that are dedicated to the sport and the business of wrestling, and they want to. Sorry, I'm going to shut the vibration off of the phone there. So they are going to expect us to come through for them. So it's like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So we came through, and now it's their turn to come through from us. And with
Right.
that combination, you're going to have a bar that's going to be set very high, not only for us, because we're going to have to, the second show, we're going to have to up the ante, and that's going to be hard. But for anybody that's going to want to duplicate what we're doing, it's going to take a lot more than them just putting a post on Facebook and saying, "Hey, we're going to do this."
Right. Do you have anything to add to that, Billy?
Hey, listen, I'm going to double down on everything that Kevin just said. I mean, he said it actually so poetically. Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, you look back at the history of goddesses, right? We did four of them, and Kevin's been a major, major part of it from the rip. I mean, all the way from the idea of it, and you know, the amount of work that Kevin has put into this, and Kevin spoke about the women wrestlers and what to expect when it comes to them, right? So from the business aspect of it, you, this man right here has been day night, day night of just nothing but this, and it's
He's been working really hard,
he's
absolutely.
been all in, yeah, man. I mean, there's been nothing but like all gas, no brakes, right? And when it comes down to this, and um again, the hardest thing to do is outbeat the first one, and outdo the first one we did. That's going to happen on February 25th, and I believe just like the epic moments, it's going to be phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Hold on one
And
second.
look, listen, to be honest with you, um, there was a bunch of shows that happened during a very dark part of our lives with COVID and shutdown, and then partial reopening, and then halfway opening, and then all the way opening, and people being scared to experience life again after the reopening. And Goddesses survived all that turmoil. And I know Billy and Charlie put their life and souls into Titan Championship Wrestling, and I approached them, with the idea, and I said, "Hey,
I'm back.
we'll let him get back on." I said, I went to Billy and Charlie, and I said, "Hey, you guys are giving 1,000% to Titan. Do you mind if, I originally I said, take over like booking or writing for the women's program, and they agreed with me. They said, yeah, we need somebody that can give the exact same attention they were giving Titan to the goddesses because it's only fair.
Right.
And I'm totally appreciative of that and the trust that they've given me. And look, anybody who knows me, knows Billy, knows Charlie, knows where we all came from, how our relationships all started. And it wasn't the best of times at the beginning. We had to
No.
live and learn. We all learned from mistakes. And I think that's what kind of brought us all together to the tight knit group that we are, is that we all got to not only learn from the same mistakes, but we got to learn from the mistakes that we all kind of shared together for
Right.
unfortunate reasons.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
I see that, well, everyone sees that. There is a fan fest, um, you know, prior to the Goddesses show. Would you both like to explain a little bit more on what to expect during the fan fest?
Um, I
What's going to be
expect
going on during the fan fest?
it's going to be it's good the fans chance to meet with all 18 women on the card and all the women that make up Goddesses of War. It's not just, I've said this before in posts, I've said this on other podcasts. It's not just about the 18 women on the card that are wrestling. It's about the other 12 women that, or as I call the supporting cast of Goddesses. They make up Goddesses, and this wouldn't happen. The 18 women wouldn't have a chance to wrestle without these other 12 women. And you being one of them, you're our house photographer. You're the one that's there capturing the moments for fans and for the wrestlers to cherish for the rest of their lives, to show their kids and their grandkids, down the road, say, hey, this was me years ago, blah blah blah. And those pictures are going to be courtesy of you. So it's from the ring announcers to the broadcasters to the podcasters to the photographers to the video team, um, to Erica, who's singing the national anthem, Angel Amoroso, who's our guest timekeeper. I mean, you name it, from top to bottom. It's not 18 goddesses that make up this show. It's 30 goddesses that are going to make up this show. And so this is our way of giving back to them as well, because not only are the 18 talents are able to set up a table and sell T-shirts and photo ops and autographs and whatever they have, keychain stickers, you name it. It also gives exposure to the podcasters, the YouTubers, um, the ring announcers who are trying to get bookings in other companies, and they have their own merch, so they can go out there and they can network and they can meet and greet with fans. And trust me, there's going to be other promoters from other companies that are going to be attending this fan fest just to see what this is all about, and they're going to meet the talent that we've brought in on this show. And after that show's over, they're going to be like, yeah, I need to get in touch with so and so because they made it look so easy. They made it look so fun. And so, like I said, this is about women, women's wrestling. Not just women's wrestling in the ring. This is about women in the industry of professional wrestling, from
Right.
inside the ring to outside the ring to backstage. And this is the fan fest is our way to give back, because to me, 15-minute intermissions is not enough time for someone to make an honest living at a wrestling show. If you take in the travel time to get there, to get themselves to get their gear on, go over what we want done and expect at the matches and the storylines, and making sure everybody's on the same page. And then even if they worked a match in the first half, now they're running out during intermission. They're exhausted. They're hurt. And they're sweaty, and
Yeah.
let's take that photo op. It's not fair to me. So it's like,
Right.
what? Let's give them 2 hours where they're in their own realm, I guess you could say,
Right.
where they're 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 well rested, they're concentrating on making some money, and then during intermission, we're gonna have Samira is gonna come out. We're gonna do interactive trivia with the fans. We're gonna give out prizes. Fans are gonna have a chance to go up and grab a couple bites to eat and just chill and relax. And it gives the locker room a chance to catch their Brett that's on broadcast, that's doing the podcast, and on a ring announcer. So it gives everybody a chance to kind of relax and get
Right.
ready for the second half. So that's the kind of the idea. I know it was long winded, but that was kind of the idea of the Fan Fest. It wasn't just about making money. It had a method to its madness from the
Right.
beginning, and that was just to give the talent some time to get out and relax under more calm situations with the Fan Fest compared to a 15-minute hurry up, run out there, half sweaty, half dressed, just so you
Yeah.
can sell a T-shirt. At least now they can sell whatever they want, and they're not on a time crunch.
Right. I think that's a really awesome idea. I think that's a really awesome idea, and I think that a lot of people will appreciate that, and hopefully that sets like a perspective for the future. You know what I mean? Like the future of not just women's wrestling, but wrestling in general.
I mean, I didn't say they should bring their notebooks and pencils for no reason. I'm not just saying that to be a jerk. Um, Look, I am a jerk, but that's not why I'm saying it. Um, it's everything's. I didn't go into this blind. I didn't go into this saying, oh, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other thing because I'm super original and I've gotten no ideas from anywhere.
Right.
This was 12 years of me being in the wrestling industry, seeing it from the fan aspect, seeing it from the promoter aspect, seeing it from the vendor aspect when I do meet and greets and conventions, and seeing it from the talent aspect because I've worked with over 200 talents in 12 years. So I get to hear what they like and don't like at shows. And I incorporated all this into this show.
Right. I'm waiting for Billy to put on his heads up. There he is.
I'm back. I'm sorry. The app wasn't
He
working
got
for
his
my
cigarette, he's
parking.
ready to go.
You know what it is you have to pay for parking here. So I put it through my app, and with the pilot app, you could pay for your parking and you have to bother going inside. Unfortunately, it didn't take and it keeps. I guess a couple of people were doing it at the same time, so it locked me out. But that's why I had to go inside and get otherwise I had to leave.
Otherwise, he has to use those breaks that Amanda keeps getting confused about.
Oh, I needed the breaks. Yeah.
And everybody doesn't know, Billy is a very busy man. He's an over-the-road truck driver. He supplies everything that this country needs, from getting from one end of the country to the other. He's not yet the ice road trucker category that you see on TV, but the other day he was close to it during that blizzard.
Yeah, you were on the phone with me. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So without him,
you.
we wouldn't be getting, it was like $8.50 dozen eggs.
Yeah, let me tell you about that night. I mean, that night was critical. Like I was in whiteout conditions, I was in blizzard conditions, and even you're paying attention, but you got somebody on the phone with you. That you concentrate on the road, but you concentrate and also, your mind's not solely on that road. I mean, it's hard to explain. If you're a truck driver, you get it. But Kevin stayed on the phone with me until I seen Blacktop. It was like what, almost 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Again,
that's when I have my
that
best
know me,
conversations with Kevin, anywhere between midnight and 3 a.m.
Anybody who knows me, they know they can log on after midnight and they can have a nice chat.
Yeah. I was always appreciative of
So
that.
we have a question here. It says, so Nettie tried to explain to me who owns Goddesses.
That would be Billy. Billy, it's a separate company from Titan. If people want to confuse the two, Titan is one
Goddesses.
company, and Goddesses of War is a totally different company. But they're both owned and operated under Billy, and who I think we just lost. And,
we lost them.
And Charlie Delutri and the Titan team.
Right.
I'm just here to write and book and put things together and give it the attention that they weren't able to give it because they were running two different companies. And now Titan Enterprises is running a bunch of stuff. And I don't know if that's going to feed into further questions, so I don't want to steal your thunder, Nettie. So, people who have seen the post know Titan has a lot of things going on. And there is people running each and every individual aspect of the company. So it gets the equal attention that it deserves.
Right. We found Billy. He came back.
I'm here. I'm back. I mean, like, double down what Kevin was saying. what we did is like you said, the attention that each brand deserves. It's all in the one enterprise, right? So, and that's what I did. I put it all under one banner, and it's 2023, all gas, no brakes. I mean, everybody's gonna do their thing, like just like Kevin is, and we're excited to see the end of outcome. And the hardest thing, right? And Kevin will agree, just like we talked about before. What could we do? What could we do to outdo the last one? Well, the hardest part about 2023 is what are we going to do with 2024?
Right.
So we're looking forward to that.
So David Russell said hello, everyone, and he wants to say his piece and hello. Don't want to, put him under, but I think this is going to be pretty epic. I mean, you haven't seen anything like this, like the Damage 365 Cup Tournament Goddesses, in at least since I've been around in this area.
We was gearing up for it. I mean, we were in talks about this a long time, hence why the name Causing Damage, right? In September of last year, we did the event Causing Damage. So we've been gearing up for this, and the conversations, the ideas that Kevin's coming up with, and all the things that surround this has just been absolutely wonderful. I mean, the conversations at night, the group chat between all of us, and Kevin opened up his door for me that Thanksgiving, so I could actually have Thanksgiving dinner. I stopped by the house, and what we did is we sat there. I ate, and it was late at night, and and we just talked about goddesses, and so many other things, and it's just been a focal point, for us.
I mean, look, unlike my wife, Billy, my work wife, likes talking about wrestling, so it's kind of like our outlet. But yeah, to say, not to repeat much what he said was, the D365 Cup idea was thought of, I would say, the first quarter of last year, and we wanted to do it somewhere halfway to the last quarter of 2022. But I kind of pushed them to not do it right away for numerous reasons. There was just a lot of stuff going on in the local wrestling area, and we just didn't feel like it was a good time to do it. The Causing Damage thing was kind of funny because I said it as a joke to Charlie and Billy, which I should know better now not to.
Yeah, seriously, come on, Kevin, get your shit together.
Yeah,
we're just making it to a show.
Yeah, I mean, when I cut that promo in the ring at the show, and I was like, the show's Causing Damage, I literally said that wasn't my idea, and everybody in the crowd started laughing, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, seriously, it wasn't my idea.
Right.
I mean, you say one thing, and Billy goes, "Ooh, I like that," and then Billy says one thing, and Kevin goes, "Ooh, I like that," and then it's just bickering on who's going to use what.
But that's where the best ideas come from.
Right.
All our competition sits there and goes, "What a bunch of narcissists."
That's it.
I think I just turned a little red. I think I just turned red.
If we do, we're screwed if we don't. So it don't matter at this point. So it's all gas, no breaks, no matter how you spell it.
That's right. That's amazing.
So are we going to have, speaking of this fan fest, are we going to have some Goddesses merchandise being sold of like the brand, or just the Goddesses themselves, like their merchandise?
I don't think we will be, but I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have any Goddesses merchandise yet. I know the original Goddesses T-shirts are available on the Titan website.
Okay.
But it's kind of still a work in progress. But also because I'm all about making sure the women that are attending the show, that are in this show, get their due. I wouldn't even set up a table of Goddesses merchandise during the fan fest because it's all about you guys. It's not about us. We're just a label. You guys are actually putting us on the map. But after the doors open for the show, then that would be, the tables would be open for Goddesses merchandise to buy during the show, during intermission, after the show's over, things like that. But I think we're gonna, Billy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's something we're gonna work for the next show.
Oh, absolutely. There has been talks with a couple of shirt suppliers and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, there's it's merchandise definitely in the works. You know, we're just I mean, it's all gas, no brakes with the run of shows and the amount of
Funny
shows.
you just said
You
that,
got to
Joe.
be careful how many times you're saying all gas, no brakes. Amanda just popped up here and said, once a goddess, always a goddess. You know how she
Yeah.
gets very confused.
Well, it's true. At least you spelled goddess right.
Amanda, we love you, I swear.
Look, those Amazonians are strong, but spelling, maybe not one of their strongest suits.
Seahorse or seahorse? I don't know.
I
I
got
mean,
nothing. For once, you guys have left me speechless. I can't.
She's the best. Oh,
Oh my
Amanda,
goodness.
she's the best. Let me tell you.
So, is there anything in particular that you would like to share about what's going, other than the fan fest and the everything else? Um, Anything that you guys want to share about goddesses and what the future holds, and give us some tea, maybe. I don't know. Spill what you can, spill what you can't.
I mean,
I
I can
say
say
nothing.
that. Yeah, I say this show is going to open up the possibilities of storylines for multiple things going forward. You know,
Okay.
like I said, this isn't going to be a one and done thing. This isn't going to be like, oh, I saw wrestler A wrestler B. They had a great match, and then we never see A and B, for another year. To
Right.
me, that
Right.
doesn't make any freaking sense. What was the point of bringing them here? Um, we want A and B to wrestle again. If it's on our show or on another program, it doesn't matter. Or if there's a cool storyline going on in another company, and they want to continue that here, we have no problem with that because it's all about telling the story and the talents involved in that story. So if you have wrestle A and wrestle B and they wrestle 15 different companies and say they wrestle each other out of those 15 companies, they wrestle each other 7 times that year, which does happen live. You shouldn't have to tell 7 different stories. That's just pure
Right.
stupidity.
Right.
Right.
Now, how often do you think the goddesses is going to be running yearly, or are we just trying to test it out, see what happens, type of thing? Are we going to have like pure
Um,
goddesses
I
shows more than once a year, or just once a year?
think Billy
Oh,
froze.
you waiting on me? Oh no.
I'm
I
waiting
mean,
on
hey,
someone
listen.
to answer me.
That's
Hey,
your, yeah. That's your department, sir.
I listen. I'm all gas, no brakes, right? So, for me, it's not. Hey, we didn't do the one and done at Goddesses when we first opened, right, Kev?
Right.
So we did it up until Battle of Athena, which was the last show on that was in Totowa. As Kevin explained before, obviously he took the realms of it and been pile driving it in, right? So we're gonna run with it. I have the dates. It's just a matter of fact of when we're putting it. Could goddesses be, um, every other month? Could it be every 3 months? Could it be every month? We don't know where we're going with that yet. But I will tell you, it is not, and undoubtedly not, a one and done. Goddess is going to continue to spit fire. Storylines are there. I think the book that Kevin's got is probably the size of an encyclopedia of nothing but incredible storylines. He's told me so many already that I get all geeked up while I'm driving, and things that I could never even create when it comes to women wrestling. I could never thought of this, and yeah, it's definitely not a one and done by no stretch of the imagination. It's only going to rock and roll and keep it moving.
Yeah,
Now,
I'll second that.
is goddesses going to be like continue to be like bracket based, or is it something in the future that we can see like tag
No,
teams, one on one, things like that?
no. It's gonna get itself to like a normally run show. This was you got to remember originally this tournament was put together and named the number one contender to Adina Steele's championship.
Right.
And just like any wrestling show you go to, at the bottom it says card subject to change.
Right.
Unfortunately, the Goddesses program has had a lot of that cards subject to change. And we've had to call audibles days of the show. I mean, and you know what? To everybody's credit, we've made it all work and we've made it flow into what we're doing now. And now the tournament is going to crown the new champion with a brand new championship title belt because, as I said at the last show, Monsoon, that old title belt has been properly disposed of in a garbage pail because it's a freaking jinx and we want no more part of it. So, me being the superstitious guy that, when you bowl with 300, you wear the same exact clothes the next time you bowl. You go 4 for 4, you wear the same socks, you don't wash them. I don't care. But it is what it is. That belt has brought us some aggravation in the last couple of champions. And then the one person who didn't experience that had people just not show up for her matches. So it's just like, you know what? The hell with that belt. In the garbage it goes. We have a great person designing the new championship belt. Billy told me he got an update a couple of days ago that it's in the process. We're almost there, and
gorgeous.
We're excited. We're excited. It was gorgeous on paper. I can't wait to see when it's actually made of material.
Oh my God! I mean, that right when that on paper came through, it was like breathtaking, legitimately like something I've never seen before. So I'm super excited. When we get that belt in, I think, I mean, it is really going to set the standard for Goddesses of War. And as Kevin explained, we've called Audibles Day of the Show. You're going to continue to see Goddesses of War even on the Titan events. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to die. I mean, that's going to stay very consistent as we have been. You got the it's a chosen brand, which is the opportunity brand, and female wrestlers coming in there and, they want to be seen by goddesses. I mean, that's that's the place to go. Funhouse of Wrestling, got their own women's brand, right? Which currently Amanda is the Funhouse Women's Champion. Yes, and she holds that title proudly and she defends it when she can proudly.
You're talking about the belt, and we have people here already saying that they can't wait to see it around Riley Shepard's waist.
Who wins that tournament? I'm going to really be honest with you. I don't know. I have
no idea.
I have no idea who's winning that tournament. And I've been asked many a times who's going to win, and I don't know. If people think I know, sure. I mean, I own the brands.
Well, didn't you say you're just there as a fan that day? You're just there.
Kevin said he's going to make sure of it. I'm there to assist in anything that he needs. If Kevin tells me I don't need you to sit down, shut up, that's what I'm going to do. And
which he probably will. That sounds like Kevin.
I mean, I'm sure there's some garbage pail liners might need to be replaced here and there.
You know what? That's not beneath me. I'll absolutely go ahead and change them. It's if that's what's needed to help, my friend, you just give me the word and I'll go change the garbage liners. But yeah, I'm just there as assistant. I'm not there to run or produce the show. Kevin and his team are running and producing that show from start to finish. I'm just there to watch, and that's to me that's great enough.
Well, I figured since we got Nettie, and Nettie's here and she's got us on her platform, and this is the home of Titan Uncensored, but today it being Goddesses Uncensored 2.0 since this is the second time. And we were talking about all the wrestling programs that is under the Titan banner. So my proposal is I'm going to throw an idea out there for everybody who's watching that will watch in the coming hours and days. An idea that I'm going to throw at Billy, and Billy doesn't have to answer it now. You can answer it in 6 hours. Usually talk.
Wait, hold on. Let me put the spotlight on me.
Okay.
This is what I'm thinking. So we have Funhouse Wrestling. We have the Goddesses of War. We have Titan. You have I always say it wrong. It's was it Chosen?
Chosen.
Am I forgetting anybody?
No, the rental company and There's one more brand, but that's out of state.
Right.
Okay. So I mean that could work into it as well. You know, whoever represents that company in North Carolina as a champion. 2024, we make a schedule where we have a show that is the night, and I don't want to steal it from WWE, but the night that features champions. I'm not going to say it like they have it, and all the champions from all the brands all together on one show wrestling.
Whoa.
My heart. I didn't expect that. I like that. I like that a lot.
I love it.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's
something to put in a dice cup, take it around, give it a roll, and see if 2024 gives us a good outcome to that dice roll.
Wow. I mean, that's something definitely to that's a goal. That's a goal. I mean, that's one of I'm gonna put that up there with the Titan 100 goal.
Yeah.
They know all the promoters that are because they're trying to get an inside scoop, to backdoor us on something that we thought of. Everybody heard it here first, out of my mouth, into your ears, and into the brain of Billy. So if you guys try to rush it out and do it first, just remember, it doesn't matter what you do because we're going to do it better.
Absolutely.
Duh.
Absolutely.
Chef's kiss.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
I love that. I really do.
And nobody can do it because they don't have enough champions to put a show. Every company has a couple of champions. They have a women's champion. They have a heavyweight champion. They have a secondary title champion. They have a tag team champion. You can't put a show together with 4 matches. So, we're talking. What does Titan have? 5 champions?
We have the heavyweight. We have the middleweight, the lightweight, the tags, the American, the Mobfy TV American title. So that's 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
And then Goddess.
You have the goddesses. You're going to have a chosen champion. You're probably, if Steve Mack has anything to say about it, you're going to have a chosen tag team champion.
Yes.
You have the Funhouse women. You have the Funhouse men, right?
We have the Funhouse Heavyweight Championship. We have the American Lucha Championship. They have the Tri-State Title Championship, and they have their tag championships as well.
So that's 13, and that's without even throwing out a women's tag champion.
There's one more. You also have the chosen middleweight title. That's going to be on that brand as well. So that's 14.
That's 14. And like I said, if by that time somehow we have a secondary women's championship or a tag championship, you could be talking about anywhere from 15 to 16. So, whatever way you spin it, we could have, 10 matches on a card with a combination of multiple companies and their champions teaming up together, representing 2 brands in one match. Or, I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to have 16 matches because, Jesus Christ, we're not that other guy in South Jersey. But I mean, we could,
that sounded like my anniversary show.
16 matches in the 30-man over the top rope battle royal, brother. But
oh man,
I'm not sure the pod. I'm just swinging it.
Where is it? Let me get it. All right, what is this called? Aspirin.
What is this called? Aspirin.
So, I mean, look, there's so many things that can be done. With all those championships, it doesn't have to be one-on-ones. It could be this company's tag team versus that company's tag team. It could be a combination of 2 secondary champions from 2 different companies taking on 2 secondary champions from another company. So, I mean, anything can be done. There's a lot of possibilities. Like I said, it just started as an idea. And look, we went 5 minutes since I proposed that idea. We already thought of like 30 ideas. So
I think that's really awesome. I think that's really, really awesome. That would be a banger. That would be a banger.
It'll be in my book by the end of tonight.
It'll be in my book by the end. I might need to get you another one of those, man.
The Holy Grail. And if people don't know, like, here's the Holy Grail. Okay, it's so beat up, it's held together with a rubber band. Okay, and then I already bought a backup one just in case.
He's got the twin.
Hey Billy, whatever happened to your purple note or your yellow notebook?
It's at home.
Perfect.
The original yellow spiral is at home. I got that put away. Currently, I'm working off of a purple one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And
So the original
from
yellow
what
one.
rumors have told me, there's literally nothing written in there except what he wants to eat for dinner after the show.
Well, we all know I don't like Arby's.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody with a human appetite likes it. I think my dog.
No, I'm stuck in a pilot right now, and I only got a Moe's. And last time Moe's got me sick, so I think after this, after the
Not even talking
uncensors,
about
it's bologna and ham.
Oh, bologna. I know a lot about bologna. Apparently, according to this.
I can't. I need another aspirin.
Listen,
Oh,
how's your nope. Nope. I need to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, please.
Look, Natty, if you haven't learned by now, I don't stir the pot. I sling the shit.
Yeah, it's
Clearly.
funny. Funny.
Oh my god, I'm crying. Wow, that's never happened before. for the first time, I'm being responsible
Sorry.
and keeping my mouth shut.
My dog was being obnoxious and banging on my door, so I had to let her in.
Oh, puppy. Before we get going here, so Billy can take a little snack before his next podcast here. Is there anything else that we would like to discuss, bother people with, talk
I
shit
got something
about?
to say.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got something to say.
Okay.
Kevin, wholeheartedly from everybody here at Titan, from Goddesses and everybody that's been here, man. We really want to thank you. We appreciate your hard work. We really want to thank you for everything that you put in on this, all the way in from the when it was first thought of on the show one. We value your friendship. We appreciate your friendship. We appreciate you being here, being a part of Goddesses and Titan, and I think with you behind that steering wheel of Goddesses, I think ain't nothing but the sky. And great job, great work. I know the 25th is going to be spectacular, and I'm excited. I really am. And his team that I mean, look at Kimmy. I mean, she's been putting out interview after interview, and he's got his team ready to go. And the concepts and the way he's really put things together is just incredible. And
Absolutely.
it's just my opinion. It's got to be often duplicated, but it's not the real thing.
I appreciate it, Billy. I really do. And anybody who knows me, from my youth up, anything I commit myself, I become a student of whatever that is. And I'm not about or above learning. And if that means I have to go to, 35 indie shows and make notes and write and things like that, just to kind of see how things are done, so be it. I've done that in the past decade. I've attended. That's how I met Billy. I've attended so many independent shows when I used to podcast. Before podcasting was cool, and I covered all these wrestling shows all over the state of New York and New Jersey, and even did a couple when I was on vacation in Florida. And I just wanted to soak in as much as possible, meet as many people as possible. I met a lot of independent wrestling talent that are now on TV, and took interest to them then, and then started bringing them out to conventions to try to help them network and to get more reach. And now they're on TV, and you ask them, and every single one of them at any opportunity always try to give me a shout out, thanks to me for taking chances on them. And that's all it is you take a chance on someone. You just, as the person that someone's giving you that opportunity, never want to let them down. To say the pressure's on, yeah, absolutely, but I thrive on pressure. I played every major sport you can think of. I played baseball and hockey. I wrestled in high school. I thrive on pressure. The more pressure, the better I perform, because I don't think about my own game. I just think about making the people happy that are there to experience the game. And that's just the same thing that comes with business. I just had a weekend in Baltimore with the Death Dolls and Tony Schiavone, where I did almost 600 miles of travel with signings, and that's a lot of pressure, and it's exhausting. But you know what? It's gratifying because when you wake up on Monday morning and you get tagged in 150 posts of people thanking you for bringing out their hero or their favorite tag team or people they had on their bucket list to meet. That makes it all worth the stress and the anxiety. And that's exactly what this is about. This is everything that I saw that was wrong in independent female wrestling bookings and storylines, and combined with everything that I've liked over the years, and I'm combining it all into one to try to make the perfect package of professional wrestling in the independent market. And all the pressure is on, between it trying to make it successful, trying to live up to 18 women, 12 staff members, Charlie and Anthony and Billy and everybody else in Titan, and the brother and sister companies of Titan Enterprises, to trying to prove all the naysayers wrong. And it just goes on and on. And I'm 100% ready. I'm full speed ahead. My brakes on my vehicle are so wear and thin that the e-brake doesn't even work anymore. So the only way we're stopping is if I crash into a wall. So
now Amanda's going to ask you how to spell e-brake.
Well, is there a hyphen in between E and break, or is it one word, or is it E hyphen BREAK? I'll let her figure it out. But I will tell people, if you're not moving forward in life, you're going backwards. There's no standing still. You can't stand still, because if you stand still, things happen around you and you miss out. So you need to keep moving forward. It doesn't matter how hard you get punched in the face. I think Rocky had a line during his movie. It's about how you can get up from that punch in the face and keep moving forward. And that's exactly what it is. We've all taken our punches in the face, our punches in the gut, punches to our reputation, punches to our ego. And you know what? We find ways to suck it up and move forward. If we have to use them as motivation to prove them wrong, so be it. It's not always about them. It's always about making people that you're bringing into this endeavor happy, which is the 30 women, and that's my goal. Everything else I think is going to fall into place very, very nicely. And if you're not jumping on board to get tickets, you're going to miss out on history. So I know she's going to ask this later, but you got to go to Titan-championshipwrestling.com. You got to get your tickets now. Get tickets for the Fan Fest. Get tickets for the wrestling show. Get your combo package. Get both of them, which I highly recommend, because
You're hired.
Some of these wrestlers have told me in the past, I have the golden touch. So who knows? We have 18 women at any time. 16 of these women could sign to a major contract somewhere, and you would have missed out on your opportunity to get their autograph at this show at a nice independent price, instead of waiting to them to get on TV and they're paying a ridiculous amount, because now they have a big time agent. So make sure you jump on it and visit all of our social media. Instagram and Facebook, we're tcw.goddesses. On Twitter, we're tcw_goddesses, because you can't use a dot on Twitter because they're not cool. And just see what Kimmy's punching out, man. She's punched out like 11. We've had 18 talents. I think she's got 11 or 12 of the talents already interviewed and posted, and the trash talking has started. The excitement is building, and the talent themselves are messaging us. And I saw like 4 of them this weekend in Baltimore, and they're like, JC Storm came over, and she's uber excited. She's like, I cannot wait.
Awesome.
Listen, Kevin, you're hired. I never have to do an exit segment again. You're hired. That's it. Game over. I don't even have to.
I'm all about marketing. My mother always said I should have been a car seller.
Telling you.
I'll buy it.
Like Kevin said, Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Not only Goddesses, but Titan as well, and now Chosen as well. Follow Nettie's Photography on all social medias as well, because Nettie's Photography will also be at Goddesses of War. You can come say
Nettie's
hey.
Photography, everything.
That's
the official. That's the lead official photographer of Titan Enterprises. Nettie's everywhere.
And if you're not reaching out to Nettie for bookings for your wrestling shows or your sporting events or parties or anything that requires a camera, you're missing out on someone taking photos of history in the making.
Absolutely. That's my girl.
Thank you. I appreciate all of your words. And Kevin, I do want to say wholeheartedly, thank you for everything that you've done and everything that you continue to do. And I know Billy appreciates you, Charlie, Tony, and myself. I'm not going to leave myself out. I already tell you almost every day how much I appreciate you, but I want you to know wholeheartedly, like, I really appreciate you and everything that you do for us. With that being said,
and I gotta say, wait, I gotta say one more thing, even though we just hit the 46-minute mark, and I don't know that anybody would really wanted to listen to me or Billy for 46 straight minutes, but I will say this. People always ask me, what do I get out of it? And that's a good question. What does my earpiece falling out? What does Kevin get out of this? Kevin gets gratification knowing that these 18 women and these 12 women on staff got what they were promised and had a good time, and they were treated with respect. They were treated with the mindset that this is not the 1990s booking mentality anymore. And in monetary value, I will be expecting Roy Rogers gift certificates and pizza gift certificates.
Again. Oh, he's even coming with the bag. Charlie, bring in the chicken tenders and the sandwiches, Charlie.
You can take the fat out of the boy, but you can't take the boy out of the fat.
He said, I'm all listening. I'm all intense listening to Kevin, and he's talking about Roy Rogers and pizza. That's funny.
That bastard every day posts about Roy Rogers and not yet once invited me. And he came to my house today to drop off tickets and posters. You think that bastard would have dropped me off French fries, anything? No, not even a half drinking soda. He didn't drop me off.
All right, so I'll break this here at Uncensored because everybody, all right. So when Charlie posts up that it's Roy Rogers is actually a special occasion for Charlie. So every time he posts up about the Roy Rogers, we got a new venue. So that's how he celebrates, stopping at Roy Rogers. So if he got a new venue, that's going back even the SWF days, where if he got a new venue, you'd see Charlie post up going to Roy Rogers. So, that Charlie's working on something big. If he's like at Roy Rogers with 2 sandwiches, then forget it. I think if I see we're going to Roy Rogers to get 3 sandwiches, I think we're going to Madison Square Garden. So. But we gotta
be careful. Billy, you gotta be careful. Seriously. I mean, Titan Enterprises is taking off like no one's business in the state of New Jersey, and I can't have this guy having a massive heart attack in the middle of Roy Rogers because we celebrate on a weekly basis. Because I'm not picking his big ass up, and I know you're in the truck. I'm gonna have to call you with the truck to drag him home.
Hey, I just gotta.
We can't.
I just tell dispatch I'm on my way.
Wait till the call, Kevin. What's the address of your emergency?
Oh, Nettie will answer the phone.
Just track Charlie's phone.
No, I always track Charlie. I know
exactly
what Charlie is. That's it.
Oh, boy.
Let's like I said, where's he gonna go when we have to announce the developmental brand for Goddesses? Wink, wink.
Wink. I can't.
I can't.
I'm done slinging. There's not enough Windex left for me to be slinging any more shit.
Oh man. Well,
anyway,
the internet will be on fire tomorrow.
Anyone else starts talking, I'm going to say thank you for watching Titan Uncensored with Kevin and Billy and myself. Like, follow, share on all social medias. We will see everyone at the Brick VFW February 25th. Go online, like Kevin said, www.titan-championshipwrestling.com. Get your tickets for FanFest and show, or whichever you would prefer. And you will see all of our lovely faces there. And thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today. And we will chat again very, very soon.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Nettie. Thank you so much.
Of course. Of course. Good night. Get home safe.
you,
Not
Nettie.
that you're, you know.
I don't get home till Friday.
Kevin's like, I'm home and I'm going to bed.
I don't
Good
blame
night,
him.
everybody. And thank you again for joining.
Good night.